Solving equations 1.4, so this is going to be reviewing of your algebra. You do not have to write these down, but these are the properties that we are going to be dealing with. Some basics ones are if you have a 5, it's going to be equal to a 5. Or if you have that x is equal to y, and you know that y is equal to z, that means that x has to be equal to z. That's the transitive. And substitution is just if something is equal to a number, you plug it in. So one of your very basic problems, things that you'll hear me say on a regular basis is, what is here and what's the opposite, or how do we get rid of that? So right here I see that if I want to find the solution for x, the opposite of adding would be subtracting. So now I know I have to subtract on both sides of my equation. And what do I want to get rid of? I want to get rid of this 4, so I'm going to subtract 4. Now, if you are not good with negative numbers, I am fine with you using a calculator. In this case, x is going to be equal to negative 16. These are a little bit more complex. Still same rules. Before I do anything with solving, I'm going to first distribute my 3 in. So I'm going to have a negative 27. And when you ever rewrite your equation, you have to be very careful when you're talking about your negative signs. 3 times 3 is 9, but the subtraction stays there. Don't forget about the subtraction. Now I'm going to move all my variables to one side of the equation. So I'm going to move over my 3y. And it's a positive 3y, so the opposite of positive would be a negative, so that's why I'm subtracting here. So on the left-hand side, I have negative 27. Plus 3y is equal to a negative 9. Again, that subtraction has to stay there. And now I will move over the numbers. So I'm going to add 27 on both sides of my equation. Once I add 27, I will have 3y is equal to a negative 27 plus 27 is actually going to be a smaller number. That number will be 18. And then what's going on with the y is being multiplied, so opposite of multiplying would be dividing. So if I divide both sides by 3, I get y is equal to 6. Right now I want you to pause the video. Yes, pause the video and attempt the next problem all by yourself. First, you have to distribute your 3 and your negative 2. Subtraction stays with the number, so that's distributing a negative 2, and you would get this. Now you have to combine your like terms. Here's some x's and here's some x's, so if I combine those, I actually would not have any x's left. Here's a number and here's a number, so that's going to give me a negative 11, or 11 is equal to 11x. Divide by 11 on both sides, and you should have gotten that negative 1 is equal to x. Pause the video and read this word problem. So I'm looking for what is x. That will help me find the dimensions. Dimension is like 5 by 6. It's telling me that the perimeter is 200. I have to know what perimeter stands for. Perimeter means if I were to add up all my 4 sides of this flower carpet. So 200 is going to be equal to x plus 3x plus x plus 3x. Why? Because if this side is x, the opposite side is also x. Same thing with the 3x. So I'm going to combine like terms, and I'm going to have a total of 8x on one side. Here's 1, 4, here's another 5, and 8. Divide both sides by 8, and I would get that x is going to be equal to 25. However, that's not my question here. My question says, what are the dimensions? So my dimension would be x, so it would be 25 by, this is 3x, so I have to do 3 times 25, which is 75. That would be my final. There's a lot of problems here. Don't worry, just get through it. So I'm going to do this top left one first. First thing you should always do is combine like terms if you have them. So I have my 3x plus 4. 11 minus 7 is 4. On the right hand side I have, this is subtraction, so 3x plus 5. So right now I'm going to first move the variable over. So if I subtract 3x on both sides of my equation, I have 4 equals 5 because my variable canceled out on both sides. Now, does 4 equal 5? Nope. So this would be a false statement. That means that there's no solution. Whenever there is a false statement, that's no solution. So if I do this one over on the right-hand side, again, first step you always want to do is combine your like terms. So I have 4x. Combine these two like terms, plus 5 is equal to 5 plus 4x. I'm going to subtract 4x from both sides of my equation, and I get 5 is equal to 5. Now that, my friends, is a true statement, so this would be infinite solutions. Pause the video and do the next two problems by yourself, and make sure you check your work with my work. The first one on the left-hand side would be false. It's no solution. You get 6 is equal to 4. Can't happen, won't happen. The next one, you would get negative 12 is equal to negative 12. However, if you notice at this step right here that you're dealing with the exact same equation, you can always say that's going to be infinite solutions. Anything can happen. Make sure you took good notes. Have a great day.